If you're anything like me, you're horrible at celebrating your own wins. We'll grind, we'll hustle, we'll fight, we'll bleed for that progress. But then when it comes time to acknowledge it, we brush it off. We downplay it. I got lucky. It's not really a big deal. Or even we'll pass on the credit to somebody else. The real hero is Steve. Steve did all the work. I just did a little bit. And if we never take the time to truly acknowledge and soak in our wins, that's going to kill our confidence in the long run. And like I say in all my videos, I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy with something on his mind. And today, what's on my mind is how most of us self-sabotage our own confidence. So let's shine a light on that and talk about how we can fix it. So first, I like to break confidence down into two sort of categories: things we tell ourselves and things we show ourselves. And an example of things we tell ourselves as a way to boost our confidence is sort of like, I got this. We can do this. I'm prepared. All that self-talk, which is great, all of that self-talk builds our confidence. The things we show ourselves are past examples of when we have actually done the thing. And then we can say, hey, I got this. Remember the time we already did this. It worked out fine. We rose to the occasion in the past. We'll rise to the occasion now. So you can see how they link together. And I think that first form of self-talk, hyping yourself up, is probably the weakest of the two, because deep down, there is that little inner voice in the back of your head that says, yeah, you're talking a big game right now, but I truly don't know if we can do this or not. So I just want to pass on this little tip that I think can help bring the two together and really form a way to cultivate true self-confidence. And it goes into my opening statement. I think it's so important to take a moment to recognize your wins. Because when we do that, we are storing that as an example to ourselves of times that we've proven that we're capable of doing something. Now, for me personally, celebrating my own victories comes very awkwardly. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel like I'm bragging or being arrogant, which for me is like the worst. I just hate it. I know there's people out there like Babe Ruth that stepped up to the plate and, called the home run and then actually followed through and got the home run. That's great. That's just never been me. I always would much rather be coming from the underdog aspect where there is no pressure and no expectations on me. And then I step up and deliver. And then people are like, wow, I don't like it the other way around. I never want to be like, hey, everybody, get ready for this. And then I fail. That's just, it's gross. So over time, when I have struggled with self-confidence and I'm like, I know I can do this. Like, why am I still feeling like I can't? I had to change the way that I looked at things. I had to celebrate those wins in order for it to stick in my mind so I could prove to myself later when self-doubt cropped up again that I could squash that and say, no, I have all these examples of times where I have done this and rose to the occasion. And a couple ways that I figured out how to do this, because I don't like to brag. So what I do instead is I brag to myself. And I'll break things up into milestones, okay? So say I have a big project that I'm working on. I will set myself goals and milestones within the project. And I'll go a step further. Every time that I hit the milestone or I accomplish that goal, I have some form of a celebration. It could be as simple as walking down the road to the coffee shop and getting a coffee that I've wanted all day. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. I don't need to make a Facebook post telling everybody about it. It's not bragging. It's just like, hey, I said I was going to do this. And then I take a moment to actually react and acknowledge that I did the thing I said I was going to do. Now, your reward can be different. Your celebration can be different. That's completely up to you. But my point is, it's important to set the goal and the milestone and then take the time to mentally acknowledge that you did it before moving on to the next thing, right? Because if you're a motivated person, there's always going to be the next goal, next goal, next goal. So that's not the problem. The problem is pausing and acknowledging. The other thing that I recommend doing is writing down these milestones when you hit them, or the goals, or whenever you finish the project, like writing down the thing you would celebrate. And I'll use an analogy of why you might want to do this. So think about this. When you get a puppy, it's very small, right? You see it every day and it's cute and it's fluffy and all that stuff. 6 months later, let's say you look at a picture of when it was a puppy, like the first week you got the puppy, you're going to go, whoa, you have grown a lot. And you know that the dog is growing. But since you see it every day, that growth is so small every day, day to day to day, that you don't even recognize it until you take the time to pull out that picture and look 6 months ago and realize just how much that puppy has grown in that time. So by writing down your milestones that you've achieved and the goals you've achieved, it lets you go back through, flip through your journal or however you want to do it and say, yeah, you know what? I know I'm not feeling super confident today, but just looking at this, I can see how far I've come. I can see all the things that I've already accomplished. And that helps prove to yourself that you are able to do whatever the next goal is. And now with the two, the self-talk and the proving to yourself, you're able to ping pong back and forth off things and actually form some real self-confidence. You can say in your head, you can talk yourself up, yeah, I got this, I can do this. But then that deep voice in the back says, I don't know if you can. And then you flip the switch and you say, well, let me look at the proof. No, I've done this many times in the past. I know I can do this because I've done it this time and this time and this time. And then the doubt goes away. You're actually truly confident in the moment and you can push forward to the next goal and achieve whatever you're trying to achieve. It's just a little tip. I'm sure it's not earth shattering to most people, but hopefully it just changes the way you think about things a little bit and kind of organize your thoughts and maybe change your workflow a little bit. And hopefully it helps you out. If you got something from this video, please like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel out immensely. And I would love to hear from you any tips that you have personally to build self-confidence. So please comment one tip below and I'll be looking forward to reading them. After you do that, check out one of these videos over here, because I'm sure it's right up your alley. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.